Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's start a new discussion on something special in our CSS fonts. We are still on our CSS fonts playlist. You can check our CSS font playlist to be able to follow along with this tutorial. So right now we'll be discussing about the CSS Web Safe Fonts, and you are going to be seeing some argumentations right here. So just be aware of that. So right here, what are web safe fonts? Web safe fonts is saying that web safe fonts are fonts that are universally installed across all browsers and devices. That is, web safe fonts, once again, are those fonts that are universally installed across all browsers and devices. The second argument right here is that fallback fonts. The fallback font is arguing that, however, there are no 100% completely web safe fonts. There is always a chance that a font is not found or is not installed properly. Therefore, it is very important to always use fallback fonts. So this is like a promotion. Fallback is telling us that use me, or if you don't use me, you may have an issue in the future. So again, fallback font is telling us something again. It's saying that this means that you should add a list of similar backup fonts in the font family property. If the first font does not work, the browser will try the next one and the next one, and so on and so forth. And always end the list with a generic font family. Fallback fonts is the one that is telling us all this kind of thing. So it just depends on what you want to do. So if you like, you can take the advice of fallback fonts, and if you like, you can just take the advice of web safe fonts directly. But right here, this is a condition. So just in case one font is nowhere to be found, you have to switch. The browser can switch to another one, switch another one. That's why fallback font is needed. That's what fallback font is telling us. So this is the definition of defining the fallback fonts. But if you are trying to use just web safe fonts, you can use it and give it just one font like this. But if it's fallback font level, you can do this. And if I'll be honest with you, even this sans serif right here, it stands as a fallback font. Why did I say that? The reason why I say that is that sans serif itself is a generic font. It's a generic font family, which is the mother of Tauma and Vadana. So definitely this Vadana and the Tauma, they are both came from sans serif fonts. This is the family, this is the parent, and these are the children. So you can use the children one by one, or you use just only one children, or if you like, you can use the parent itself, or you can tangle them together so that they can work for you in a sensitive manner. You will use your brain in this manner. So as you can see, we can use our sense, like let's add one child, add another child, then let's add their parents at behind of them, so that their parent can help them, support them anytime they are trying to have issue. So it's like a father, mother, and it's like father, mother, and children. If only the children is working alone, he or she may have an issue. So that's why, if mother support, father support, at the end of the day, they can all have something reasonable. So that's part of the thing you are seeing right here. But a child can work alone also. Yeah, that is font family for you. And two children self can work alone. That is font family for you. Even the mother also herself can work alone. So it just depends on what you want to do. This is just the matter of choice. So I'm going to be explaining this for you guys so you can see the funny things there. Back to our document right here. Can you see what we are having right here? We are having this in our previous tutorial where we discussed about the CSS font. We are seeing on the playlist of CSS fonts. So you can check our CSS fonts playlist to be able to follow along easily. And right now we are going to be seeing this. Can you see what I specify right here? I'm specifying two children right here, and this is their mother, monospace. So we can use one child alone, and the one child and the mother. When I save this our document and see, can you see when I reload, the same thing is happening? Can you see our font is still keep looking at this legend element right here? Can you see the text there? It still remains the same way. If we like, we can remove this. We can remove the second one also. If you like, you can just use the first one like that and don't put any second font there. Can you see when I reload, the same thing is occurring like this. Can you see the children? These children now, they are like twins, so that's why both of them, they are having something together. So it's like they are having the same file, but in some ways they may have the same way they look, but it doesn't matter. As you can see right now, we are able to have a child and the mother, and this one is a mother. So let's see the value in the mother itself by itself. Let's see the value in the mother itself. So let's save our document. Let's remove the child finally. Let's reload now. Can you see when I reload? See the mother itself. The font inside the mother itself is this. The font inside the mother itself is this. So as you can see now, that's why if you are trying to use the mother, you can use it. Just depend on what you want to do. It doesn't concern anybody. I understand, but it's very good when you specify like two. Maybe you specify the mother, and you specify the child. If to say you are using something from this mom, so, and again you can use another mother also. Two mother together can stand together. Like let's say we are having sans serif and we are having serif. Let me use serif. When I use serif right here now, you are going to see, and I give it comma. When I reload my document, you are going to see that it's serif that we are going to see. Can you see? Now we are having serif font. Let's say I want to use sans serif. We are having another one, like we are having sans serif. So I can use sans serif instead of serif only. When I use sans serif and reload my document, you are going to see what will happen. Can you see? This is sans serif. Can you see? And we can use sans serif, and we can put serif also there if we want. This is serif. We can give it comma. So whenever we don't see sans serif, the serif can work for us. Whenever we don't see serif also, the monospace model also can work for us also. Just depend on what you want to do. When I reload my document, can you see? We are still able to see our sans serif. So, and again, we are having cursive. I think yes, we are having cursive also. We can use cursive if you want. Let's reload our document and see the font. Can you see cursive? This is how cursive is. Can you see? We are having like, how many model we are having now? We are having 1, 2, 3. We are having more. We are having 4 generic font family right here, and they are working. If this one is lost, it's going to use another one. Let's say for instance, cursive is lost, the sans serif will be there. If sans serif is lost, the serif will be there. Can you see? If serif is lost, the monospace will be there. Let's reload. Can you see? So that's the benefit of it. But if all this lost, it's going to turn to the normal default font that is there. And if you can see very well, if you can identify this font you are seeing right here is a serif font. So I'm going to specify it for you, so you guys can see that it's a serif font. So when I remove our sans serif, we have only serif. When we have only serif, can you see when I reload, it doesn't change. That is definitely, this font is serif font. When I remove this one now, I keep only serif there. Can you see it's serif font? So after the serif font, we are having sans serif. We are having sans serif. After sans serif also, we are having fantasy font also. And we are also having cursive font also, and we are also having this monospace font also. So these are the, I think these are the 5 font family, the generic font family we have discussed about. When I reload my document, can you see this is our serif font right here. When I remove serif, it remains the fallback there. The fallback is the sans serif. Can you see the fallback sans serif is displayed? And when I remove the sans serif also, you are going to see the fantasy is going to display. Let me remove the sans serif. You are going to see the fantasy is going to display. Can you see? This is fantasy. Fantasy is displaying right now. When I remove the fantasy also, the cursive is going to display. When I remove the fantasy, can you see? Definitely the fantasy self is not even displaying. Is the cursive that is displaying. How did I know? I'm going to show you now how I know that is the fantasy is not displaying. When I save my document now, I reload. Can you see the fantasy is not displaying? Wow, the fantasy is also working. It's also working, but there is another way the fantasy is working now. So I'm going to be exploring this for you guys in another dimension, but not right now. So the fantasy is also working, but the way it's working is different. So I'm going to be telling you how it's working in the future tutorial, because this is so nice when I have this. So, and also this kind of things right here also, we can have let's say we have serif font, or we are having like Lucida all this kind of a lot of fonts right here, that means you should know that if one is lost, another one will be there. If one is lost, another one will be there. So all these one, they are all one family. So it just depends on what you want to do. When I save this one right here and reload my document, can you see what I'm having? Even when I remove this one now, when I remove this one, you see I'll still have another one there. Can you see what I'm having? And even when I remove this one right here, when I remove this one right here right now, I will load my document. Can you see? So it's, if I remove one, another one, that is the benefit of using the fallback fonts that we had in the argument that I discussed about earlier. So that is the argumentation that is there. Can you see? So when we remove this one, sans serif, finally we are going to see it's going to remain the default Times New Roman font. As you can see, that's the main thing I want you guys to see. I think I've killed this part for you guys, so you guys can also practice this with your own, in your own way. And what akorede ayofe is my name once again. I wish to see you guys next time to the next tutorial. Peace and love. Have a great day. Thank you.